Well, I mean, I have a tendency to think architecturally always when I'm making work.
Okay.
About how I'm shaping the space and how energy also shapes space. And how the shape of a body shapes experience. But then, more specifically related to this piece, the title is Memory Palace, and a memory palace is a method that was developed by the ancient Greeks for memorizing large amounts of information, and you do it by associating specific things that you want to memorize, a list, a series of ideas, with locations within an architectural space that you know well. So when you're practicing your memory palace, you can close your eyes, you can imagine a space that you know really well, and as you walk around, you can go to the corner and say, okay, I'm going to go to the corner first, then I'm going to pick up the first thing on my list that I need to remember, and then you go to the next corner and you can pick up the next thing. So it's all about associating memories with architecture. And although we're not specifically using that method within this work, I do also think of this piece as a structure that facilitates a certain kind of remembering. And so instead of a physical architecture, we have a choreography, which is, you know, a structure in space and time that facilitates a sense of remembering.
Yeah, it feels easier to do.
The piece is very sectional, and the sections are all quite different, but the thing that is the same about them is that they're doing them together. So there's really this sense of dancing. We really wanted to talk about dancing together and what that is, to feel a sense of deep connection as you move through a structure together. A lot of performance is both an action of existing in the present and an action of remembering a rehearsal process. So dancing and choreography is both something that you do in the moment and an act of collective memory, because everyone who knows the steps, they're remembering them in the performance. And so there's a funny, like, you have the trame of the piece, you have the line of the piece, and then there's the reality that every moment has a history that was developed through the process of making the piece, and then also through things like certain steps have their own history, either from a dance historical point of view or a cultural point of view or a social point of view, and we have associations with them. And so you also have this other axis of history. So you have the present moment, but then you have the way that that connects to all sorts of memories, either physical memories or cultural memories or historical memories. And so I think that's a subtext in any work you see to a certain extent.
Okay.
You're experiencing not just the work, but you're experiencing all of the history that led up to the work.
Okay.
That's carried by the interprète and by the choreographer and by yourself as well, your own associations. And so I'm was just interested in this piece and taking that thing that I think is a subtext of performance and exploring it a bit more explicitly as the content.